Hello, everybody. My name is Karen Rick, and I teach at Shady Lane Elementary School in Menominee Falls. I am doing this video to talk a little bit about our Stanines and reading recovery when we give our observation survey in the beginning of the year, mid-year, and the end of the year. I'm just going to talk about the beginning of the year. I would like my first grade colleagues and my reading recovery colleagues to be able to experience kind of a new way of looking at things, maybe to make it easier, especially for share out to classroom teachers is what I'm kind of looking at, and to watch also some growth that our students do throughout the program and at the end of their program and at the end of the year. I'm going to share my screen here for a moment. And what is on this screen is a copy of the IDEC or IDEC Stanines, and it is broken up into the subtests of the OS survey. I decided to take it and combine those subtests and create a document that looks like this. And this document are all of these scores put together, but I put all of them by fall, mid-year, and year end. And then if you notice, the Stanines are across the top and the subtests are right here. So if we just look at this fall, I'm going to come back to that, and I made individual bookmarks for the classroom teachers. To get started, I want to use a student that I taught this year. This is a cover sheet that we created together as colleagues years back for reading recovery to collect our data on top of our OS, which these are all the subtests results. This is a blank one because I didn't want to share student information on a video, but I am going to share scores. So this person was screened in the fall, and then she was rescreened with just a few of the subtests due to being virtual. So if you take a look at her scores here, they also match this document that is right here, okay? This chart right here I use on my progress summaries, and I also use for our SST when we bring in parents for students to talk about their progress and what is going to be happening next and make a plan for their learning. So here's Adia's scores, and so I also made a sheet that looks like this with her scores. Now, before I go through this, I'm going to show you what a classroom teacher would get. She would get this bookmark. And then on the back of it is a description to all of the subtests. I'm going to go through those descriptions so you can understand a little bit better. So right here, the fall summary is when we collect the test scores or the observation survey scores. We are looking at between August and November, and that's very, very important that you use the right Stanines for the right time of year. The letter ID is a letter identification where the child must read 26 lowercase letters, 26 uppercase letters, and 2 common ways to write A and G. The OW is the Ohio Word Test. In our district, the child must read a list of 20 common sight words for that particular time of year. The CAP stands for concepts of print. The child shows what he or she knows about print. For example, that the print tells a story, that there are letters and clusters of letters, and locates words and texts, etc. The next one is word vocabulary or writing vocabulary, and the child is given 10 minutes to write down all the words that he or she knows with minimal prompting from the teacher. The HRSIW stands for hearing and recording sounds and words. The teacher reads a sentence to the child, and the child must attempt to write the sentence, recording all of the sounds he or she hears. The TL stands for text reading level, and the child is asked to read several small books in order to find his or her instructional reading level. That is the level where a child should be taught, and the independent reading level. And we also sometimes go as far as finding the easy level as well. The SLASN is another subtest that we do that is not on here. In our district, we do a SLASN. It is a sight word assessment with lists of words that have increasing in difficulty. So if we have the scores from Adia, and I'm going to just put them down here so you can see them. In the fall, Adia scored 51, 2, 12, 16, 33, 0, and 0. So if we look at the letter ID right here, she scored a 51. So I would take the teacher to where 51 lands, and that's a Stanine 4. So due to lack of time, and I don't want to waste all of your time, I just want you to take a peek at the list that shows Adia's marks. So I have scored and highlighted where she fell in Stanines. You might wonder, well, why didn't we pick her up? Great question. And we didn't first round in reading recovery for Adia because she fell in the bulk of the Stanines. However, this was very concerning. And if you see there's an asterisk with a little 2 on it, and there is a description of what that means down here, it tells you what level you should score her at and where you should start reading with her or him. Okay, so that kind of helps that out. However, she was on our watch list, and we did have a plan within the classroom virtually with her virtual classroom teacher. Her and I had a very good relationship, and we did discuss in great length where we should go with her because she's not being picked up for a tier 3 intervention. So we discussed what a tier 2 intervention would look like for her in the classroom, in the virtual classroom. She was not making a whole lot of progress with her text level. So in November, I assessed her with the observation survey, and I only did a couple of the subtests, and she was still at a text level 0. So we were very, very concerned. So we did pick her up for reading recovery due to a student moving in my caseload. So it worked out quite nicely for Adia. So we did end up picking her up. So I just wanted to kind of take a quick peruse through these scores and these Stanines. I did want you to know that I do have all 3 sets done for you. So there's a fall one that will help with fall selection. There's a mid-year bookmark that will help with mid-year. And then there is a year end, which will help with placement for 2nd grade as well. And it will show the Stanines. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please email, text me, come visit me in my room. I would be more than happy to answer any questions for you. Take care. Have a great day. And thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. And keep reading. Dream big and read.